Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look again at all the XL Pokemon that are available in Pokemon Go. I most likely missed like some of them as well, yeah, I already see somewhere I can a little bit talk about, but I have the main Pokemon hopefully all in here. And yeah, we're gonna take a look at all of them, we're gonna rank them. If I miss some that you think are so important, please put them in the comment section and say in which tier you would put them. We have overpowered, we have not overpowered but still meta, we have good to have, general for some cups for team building. We have nice but spice but nice, and we have not that useful but okay, and just no, don't build them. So we're just gonna start immediately with Blasters, and we're gonna go really fast through them all. There's not gonna be a lot of breaks or talking. Blastoise is good to have, it's not gonna be always meta, but good for Ultra League, and a fun choice there. We have this thing, Pidgeot is very good for Ultra League right now, but not meta, to be honest, not overpowered really. We have this thing, which is a Lowland Sentry, which is really good in a lot of theme cups in Great League, which are definitely good to have. We have this little dude below him, which is his evolution, which is an Ultra League only really spice but nice. It's decent but not really that good anymore, sadly. Not really the meta anymore for him. We have the first overpowered Pokemon, which is gonna be the Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is one of the best Pokemon in Ultra League. You always want to get this, maybe even a Shadow. We have a Pokemon that kinda sadly fell off a little bit, which is Clefable. It's still good, but it's not meta anymore, and there are better charm users nowadays, so it was at one point meta, but at this current time not really that much. Next up we have the normal Ninetales. Normal Ninetales is as well an Ultra League more spice but nice. I haven't seen a single XL normal Ninetales yet. Same with this thing here, it's actually good to have, to be honest, more like spice. I think this thing is really decent, but not a lot of people build this because you can also use Machamp, which is pretty similar with the Primeape here. Primeape also good for Ultra League though. You need decent IVs, and next spice but nice pick is gonna be the Poliwhirl, I think, with Scald now buffed XL. This thing is really cool. You need a really good one. You need one with return. I actually don't think you need one with return anymore, thanks to the Scald buff. The next one we have the first, not that useful but okay. This thing is just, yeah, it cannot hit any steel type, which is a problem. And it's cool in charging as Body Slam and Psycho Cut, which is cool, but yeah, not that really. Next one we have a Magneton, in my opinion, again. Nice but spice. Usually you want to run Magneton in Ultra League, but you can use I think you need I don't know if you need an fully if you need a rank 100% IV one, but you need a good one for Ultra League there. Next one again, more spice but nice. Dialga not really needed because you have Lapras already. The next one is definitely both of them I would put in the same tier. They both have very similar things that they do. Maybe this one a little bit over the normal Grimer. Both of them are really good though, normal Grimer and Alolan Grimer XL. Both of them are good in Great League. But yeah, not really meta anymore, but very good. I played them and they were fine. First just no pick gonna be this little dude here. Yeah, this thing Cloyster cannot do really anything. This thing kinda is, I think it's better than people expect it to be, but I think it's not more than spice right now, but higher spice tier. Would put you in the lower spice tier as well here. Kinda put this like this, if I want to go for any order, but not really. And again, for the Ultra League, this thing can be XL, getting close to 2500, has decent moves, but not really the stats. It's gonna be not very useful, to be honest, but you can build it if you want. We have now the Historian version of that in. Next up, we're gonna have the next overpowered pick, which is gonna be the Licky Tongue, and I would even put it above this thing. Only good in Great League. You need fully XL version. I think I don't know, 7 attack or something it needs. Mine has 10 attack because I got mine from a raid. And I'm fine with the IV spread, but yeah, this thing is very good. Next down we have another one for Ultra League, which is gonna be the little goldfish here. I don't even know the name actually. I always mix it up with the German name, so I'm just not gonna say anything. But it's also only spice, and you need 3 elite charge TMs, not charge TM, 2 elite charge TMs, 1 fast TM to get this thing the actual moveset. So yeah. Lapras is a Pokemon that only needs around 60 XL candy or something. If you need a Shadow one, I have a Shadow XL rank 1. So it needs XL, it's definitely good, but you don't really want to have the XL version anyway, so if you don't have the XL version, you can play it in both leagues, normal Ultra League and the Ultra Premier Classic League. so I wouldn't even go for the XL version here, so just try to get a normal one that doesn't need XL. Next one for Ultra League we have the Meganium. Again, I would put it even maybe higher than the Pidgeot. I think it's like a little bit underrated right now, but I think it's really decent, like XL for the Ultra League. You need also fully XL there, I think. Next one is another spice pick here. We're gonna have the Lediana, something that I want to build personally very soon, so I'm just gonna put it in the front there. This thing is nearly as bulky as a Zoom Roll and has pretty decent stats, if like in general also pretty decent moves, but like if it had like a little bit better moves, it would actually be meta, so like if we have a future chain for this Pokemon, it would be really cool. Again, basically like Lapras, this thing here, Crobat, I would put him actually by it at not that useful. Main reason is it's really good in the Premier Classic Cup, but you don't really need the XL candy then there. It's not really good in the normal Ultra League, so you kind of want to have the Crobat as a non-XL again, so yeah. This thing was like considered the Lantern as a core breaker for Ultra League for the Empoleon core back in the day, but yeah, Empoleon is not a thing anymore in Ultra League. We have more XL Pokemon nowadays. This thing is sadly not really good. And again, another overpowered pick here. We're gonna have the Azumarill, definitely gonna be still the best Pokemon in Go Battle League for basically since Go Battle League been here. Another spice pick is the Sudowoodo. Actually, I saw like a video of Kiang recently where I showcased that thing. I already showcased the XL Bonsly on my channel if you haven't seen that yet. So it's basically both together. They're both basically the same for that. Yeah, like they're a spice but nice, but they're never gonna be meta. But cool to have. We have Politoed. Politoed kind of fell off a little bit. And I would put him like high good to have. Maybe actually, nah, I kind of have to put him into the second tier over Lapras as well, because actually Lapras has play in both leagues, unlike Crobat, but Lapras doesn't really want XL candy. The next Pokemon is, I think, only sadly a good to have Pokemon. We have to see how good it's going to be with the C-Dye move. I don't think it's going to be way better than it was before. But we have Jumpluff here, needs like to be level 44, I think, to have the highest CP, or like in general the highest stat product for Great League. We have another Ultra League Pokemon, which I sadly think kind of fell off recently. It's still like, I would say it's here, but for Ultra League Umbreon kind of fell off a little bit, but it's still very good. Not saying that it's bad or anything. We have Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet is basically an example for good to have. It's not really good in normal Great League, but for like themed cups, this thing always destroys them. So yeah, can do something. Fortress is like nice but spice, but very low. You need also like pretty high CP there. Like in general, you need a lot of XL candy, and I think even like a Hundo or whatever. I don't know. Like this thing needs a lot of XL candy definitely. Steelix is the next Pokemon, which always is high in all the rankings of PA Poke, but when you play it, actually, it's not that good. I put it like in rank 4 there or something. Sadly, it's not that good as it always shows in those ranks before, but now with Dragon Tail, it's definitely better than it was prior. We have Skarmory, which in my opinion is sadly, actually, even though like a lot of people are going to disagree with me here, not that useful. I wouldn't actually invest into a Skarmory for Ultra League. It's my own opinion. That's of course everything is here opinion based, but from my own opinion, I don't think Skarmory is good in Ultra League anymore. Like it was never really that good. Maybe it's nowadays a little bit better with Trevenant. That would be something that I could like figure out or something. But when I played it, I was always like very disappointed by this Pokemon. It was never really good. And there's like other Pokemon, Gen 8 for example, there's a very early starter Pokemon that's way better than Skarmory for Ultra League anyway later on, so yeah. Sadly, something that's also more like spice and nice, or not that useful but okay, is also the Alolan Raichu. Also normal Raichu would count into that as well, but Alolan is a little bit better. I played it in the beginning for XL because it was like one of the easiest XL to get in the beginning. It was really good, but nowadays it's like there's nothing really I can do anymore, especially with Trevenant in the meta. Next up, we are gonna have Dustox. Dustox is very cool in spice, but nice. It has basically the same stats as I think a level 40 Bashidan. Like it's very bulky, or like an Azumarill, but it doesn't have, like, it gets completely walled by any steel type again, which is not the coolest thing. It doesn't really have the best quick move. But yeah, also not like good bait moved or anything like this. If this gets a like stat or like in general attack update, this thing gonna be really good if it gets like something like a cool bait move. Ludicolo, like the Tactical's favorite Pokemon, is actually, I think it's better than people might expect for Ultra League, but it's not gonna be. Yeah, I think it's good to have again, but it's not gonna be that good. Same with basically the Shiftry, and the Ludicolo, basically in the same tier there. Also, something that fell off recently, which was like definitely good but like not meta, was the Pelipper. Thanks to the Weather Ball nerf, it's definitely only in the good to have tier. It's not good anymore, like not as good anymore as it was before. Masquerade is actually a Pokemon that I always like to use. I have one build just for the fun, but it's nothing more than the lowest tier of Spice But Nice. This thing is very, very squishy. Even though it's XL, it still is very, very squishy. Another overpowered Pokemon, we have Sableye. Sableye is definitely top tier. I would even put it next to Azu, maybe even over Azu. Like, both of them are fine. By the way, for Sableye and Azu, you don't even always need the XL version of them. They're both also still okay. There's no XL version, but you need like a 100% best buddied Sableye for that. It's still usable. But speaking of a Pokemon that's definitely way, way better as an XL, it's Medicham. That's the thing that you kind of really want to invest in right now. Also, dies to like Sableye or whatever, but like it counters all those steel types that are very annoying. Counters Walrein. It's such a good Pokemon, such good coverage. This thing is just amazing. In every scenario, you can always build a team around it. One of my favorite Pokemon. Altaria for Ultra League is more Spice But Nice. I haven't really faced it at all anymore. After the C-Day I faced some, but like it's not really the most common. Same with the, I don't even know what the name anymore of this, Zangoose. Zangoose is also nothing more but Spice. It's cool to have, but it's not something that you really want to have. It has a very good moves, and yeah, like only the stats already turn him down. Like it has basically the best moveset that you can have with Shadow Claw, Night Slash, and Close Combat. It's like such a good moveset, but then again, like you don't really take any hits, which is usually like the bad thing about this thing. You don't really want to have it. Another good to have Pokemon gonna be this cast form here. Of course, you can say that about every cast form. They all have like their own benefits and weaknesses. It sadly kind of lost its weight again because of the Weather Ball debuff, so like in general, like nerf. So it's not as good anymore as it was before. And speaking of not that good anymore is Dusclops. Like I would actually, yeah, you can consider a Spice again, but it's yeah, I think a Spice is kind of decent for that. Yeah, I think that's fine. We have Registeel next. Registeel is basically the best Pokemon nowadays in Ultra League, especially after the new attack which it got with a Zap Cannon, so it's definitely gonna be OP as hell. You kind of want to rate this. I'm gonna rate this and try to trade with other accounts to get an XL version of this thing for Ultra League, because this thing gonna be completely busted nowadays with the Zap Cannon. Definitely something I want to get. And another Pokemon that's definitely overpowered gonna be the Ninetales in Ultra League. In my opinion, one of the best Pokemon again. I wouldn't put it like high on the list. I would put it as the lowest, but it's definitely overpowered. Like it's so good. It's a very, very strong Pokemon. Speaking of overpowered legendaries again, anyway, after the Registeel, we have the Deoxys Defense for Ultra League. Also something I'm gonna get, and in my opinion, even stronger than the Registeel. So yeah, we're gonna have this. But nowadays we can just like go for some more spice with the Prinplup. Prinplup was really good in the Sinnoh Cup, so I think it deserves a spot on this list, but not very high, I guess. Next overpowered Pokemon, we're gonna have Bashidan, our all-time favorite Bashidan. Bashidan is, I guess, higher than this. I think Bastion is somewhere here. It's really good. You don't need the you don't really need the XL version of this. You can also play the normal version, but XL wins so many more cool matchups, like Meganium, for example. You survive Earthquakes way easier, and also against the Sableye you have a way better matchup. So yeah, here we go. Next up, we're gonna have something that's good to have, I guess, for Great League, because there are a lot of cups where this thing is very good. And this is gonna be the Trash Cast form. Vermidam. Yeah, the trash one of this thing. The other ones are all bad, but this thing is good. And yeah, it's just a good Pokemon for a lot of cups. It's always something that like kind of is meta breaking for a lot of Cups, but not really good in normal Great League. My Nemesis Pachirisu was like broken, and Sinnoh Cup completely like gives you free wins whatsoever. But of course it's region locked, and like I don't expect anybody to get this. And I'm gonna skip the next one because I'm just gonna put this one a little bit higher as well. This one gonna be my Drifblim, and my Drifblim gonna be definitely good to have. It's very, very cool for the what's it called? The Ultra League. I'm gonna have to skip something real quick. Okay, now I can go on. We have as the next Pokemon the Drifloon, and this is basically the thing why I skipped this. Drifloon in Great League is funny. You need a hundo. But this thing basically is only good if you have Drifblim already on your team, because otherwise there's no real reason to go for this thing. But like otherwise it's definitely spicy, but not that good. Maybe I'll order like the list later on a little bit more. Yes, for Skarmory I'm gonna get so much hate, but I'm fine. This thing is something I cannot really say what it's gonna be. I have a rank 1 Shadow which I'm currently building, but I have no idea how to play this. I have never seen this ever, but I think it's okay. But I don't think it's gonna be good, so I guess it's a good to have Pokemon. Can't say anything about this Pokemon, Skuntank, I haven't played it at all. Good to have as well is Bronzong. It's not as good anymore as it was before. That was one of the first one that I tried to get and got pretty early. But yeah. Not as good anymore, sadly. The next one is, I would say it's actually, I don't know where I want to put it. I think I put it into top tier. Drapion kind of deserves top tier, to be honest. Drapion is such a good Pokemon. It's just strong. It's just very, very strong. Drapion is very, very good in Ultra League. You need the XL version for this thing anyway. And we're moving on to the Toxic Rogue, which also needs XL for the Ultra League. And I would say it's sadly not that good. You can use it though. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's good to have. Like the thing with this thing is its main meta is the Ultra League Premier Classic meta, and there you cannot use XL. So like there's not a lot of reasons to not just power up a 100% version to 2488. I think it gets with that. So I think a non-XL is better than the XL version, but like still XL has a lot of benefits as well. So I don't know. Like it's something that you can decide. Definitely a Pokemon that has some play, but it's definitely like very difficult. It's not spicy, but it might be also not that useful. Bumasnow is also sadly only a good to have Pokemon. It kind of fell off recently as an XL version. Like it's not as good anymore, but maybe it's a little bit better with a Trevenant meta recently. Yeah, this next Pokemon is something which I would say is not that useful. Like, rather use your XL candy for the pre-evolution for Great League than for the evolution for the Ultra League, because you can also just use Snorlax, and Snorlax is basically very similar. The next one is, in my opinion, good to have actually. I don't know. It's like for most people I'll say okay, not that okay. I think I'm just gonna go for most opinion here. For most people, they say it's not that useful. In my opinion, it's pretty okay. I played it a little bit against other people, and I think it's pretty fine and can do some stuff. But it's not gonna be the meta Pokemon that you're gonna like always want to play anyway. Speaking of spice, Frost is in Ultra League is spice, but I see a lot of people having some fun with that, so it's gonna definitely be here somewhere on the list, but not really that high. Yeah, sadly, and like I played it, I just have to say just no. Yuxi needs XL candy for Ultra League. Very cool Pokemon, I played it, but like, nah, like it wasn't good at all. I just played it for content, that's all. Something that's funny is like spice but nice is this, the pre-evolution from Serperior. This thing is bulkier than Serperior in Great League if you have the XL version, just doesn't get to Frenzy Plant but has very decent other moves as well. So this thing actually has a lot of play. It's not something that you should underestimate. Definitely a cool Pokemon. Serperior in Ultra League in my opinion is a little bit underrated. I think it has more play, but like not a lot of people build it, so because of the lack of courage which you don't have with the Meganium, I have to put it 1 tier lower, but I'm just gonna put it directly below the Meganium for now. Another spice pick for Ultra League which I kinda want to build is this little bug friend here. It needs also fully XL version there, but you have like decent moves. You have like boosted Mega Horn, you have Poison Jab. I don't know if it has a bait move. I don't think it has on this, like the problem. If it like cross poison or something, like this thing might be really, really broken. But like the stats are really decent, to be honest. It's also going to be good for Love Cup now. So definitely a Pokemon that's funny to use and good to use. Another OP Pokemon for Ultra League going to be the Scrafty, I would put him like at the same tier as the Ninetales. It's just so good together, especially like if you go for Nidoqueen, Scrafty, and the Drapion, you have like a really decent core there as well. Next up, we're gonna have one Pokemon which I haven't played yet, but I heard people like it very much. I have to change the layout after this again because this gives me another row of overpowered, which is the Kofagrigus for Ultra League. Very, very good Pokemon again. Like, I know that people kinda used effort to cheat them to Legend early, I think last season, so kinda controversial as well. But now we can go on. We have Garbodor. Garbodor is not that useful, but I kinda want to build it, but it's definitely not that useful. I'm gonna put it very low as well. It has good moves. It has like Infestation, Seed Bomb, and something else, I don't know. I think it has actually Body Slam as well or something, but yeah, not that good. We have the I don't even know the name of this thing, but like you see it anyway. This thing is also okay for Ultra League, has the access to Confusion and a Rock Slide, but Rock Slide nerf kind of hurt it a little bit as well again. But it's fun to use and it's very bulky, so it's definitely decent. Another overpowered Pokemon. We're gonna have the Jellicent. Jellicent definitely top tier. There's no thing about this. But yeah, like definitely a top tier Pokemon. And this pre-evolution has some play basically right next to the Drifloon, because Drifblim and Drifloon are a good core together, and also like the Jellicent and the pre-evolution of it, Quillish or whatever it's called, Frillish. And they both have like some play, so it's kind of funny to use them as well. Next, another very bulky Pokemon, which is more like good to have than anything else. Yeah, this thing is like so bulky and insanely annoying. But yeah, Alomomola has an XL version, so like I have to mention it. Something that sadly, and I mean I would put it actually into second tier, it's gonna be Galvantula. Galvantula has still some play, it's still an okay Pokemon, but it's not that crazy anymore as it was before. Something that I would put into top tier for the second tier is the Parathon. I don't think it's like fully perfectly broken, but it's definitely something good to have. And we're gonna have to adjust the layout again, because we have another Spice tier, which is gonna be the pre-evolution of the Haxorus, and this thing is very, very strong as well. Like, it has Dragon Tail, it is Night Slasher, it is Dragon Claw, so it is a very good moveset, and gets to like a very decent like in general CP for Ultra League, so something funny to build, but not a lot of people are gonna build this, and it's definitely not really worth it. And now we can go for the last few Pokemon. I see like the end of it already, which is nice. We're gonna have Stunfisk. Galarian Stunfisk, of course, meta for Ultra League. I don't have to say anything about this. The other thing, which is definitely good to have, is the Unova Stunfisk. It's also really cool for Ultra League. More spicy, gonna be the Bishop pre-evolution for Great League. Had some fun with this prior as well. Again, overpowered. It's a little bit better than Umbreon right now. It's the Flying Umbreon, which is Mandibuzz. And I would say good to have is actually the pre-evolution Great League. I played it, it was so strong together with that thing. Like, if you can afford both of them, I would definitely go for both of them, because like the pre-evolution has access to Brave Bird, which just makes it so much cooler as like a Safe Swap in general. And then you still have Mandibuzz in the back, or like as a closer, it's so much cooler. Not OP, but meta is definitely the Diggersby, and I have to change the layout again. Diggersby is a very strong Pokemon and easy to get, and I would put him also like in top tier as well, maybe behind the Parathon, I would say, is fine. And you see now it's gonna be all a little bit smaller now, because we have to fit them all in. And we're gonna have as the next Pokemon, which is gonna be also overpowered, gonna be Talonflame Ultra League, the best Pokemon in Open Ultra League, no doubt. Definitely very strong. Good to have, gonna be the Litleo. Litleo is actually decent in a lot of cups and has some nice attacks as well. And yeah, spice but nice, gonna be the Furfru. I played in Ultra League, it's funny, but it's not really good, but it's funny. Aromatisse is gonna be good to have. I think it has a very decent coverage, but like nothing else really. And we're gonna have a Pokemon that's not OP but meta, which is gonna be the Malamar, like recently released. Having all the XL candy for this is very difficult, so like I see why people don't really have that. Trevenant, I would say, is also top tier, but you don't really always want to have the best version there, because otherwise you cannot use it on Premier Classic. So either you build two versions or you build one version that's for Premier Classic. And the next version, the next Pokemon is the I don't even know the name actually right now. Dracalg is definitely also not OP but meta. Very good Pokemon. I always hate to play against it. OP in my opinion is actually this little squirrel. This thing is so good in Open Ultra League. It has to be included into Overpowered. Like it's just so good. Next Pokemon that's also very interesting gonna be the, I don't know even the name, the pumpkin or whatever it's called. I just have to put it into not useful at all, to be honest. Like I wouldn't invest in this, not really worth it. And the Berserker is, in my opinion, actually deserves a little bit higher ranking here. And I would put him into a not OP but meta, but at the lowest tier. This thing is so good in Ultra League as well. Like a lot of people underestimate this. Like the coverage of this thing is perfect. It has such good moves and has a nice typing as well, so that's fine. And now we have like another spice pick, which is the Fallings. Like there are like other Pokemon that are just better. And the last one gonna be this little plant thingy, which gonna go into good to have. I say that's like the last thing where I can expect it. It's not really spice. It's really good in Ultra League. You need a hundo for that at level 50. Goes directly to 2,499. And yeah, this is gonna be my list for all the XL Pokemon. Was 25 minutes or something long at the end, so thanks all for watching. See you in the next video. Hope you have some, like now you have a list which you can invest into, and see you in the next video. Bye.